Hey folks, welcome back. Sorry it's been a while between having to pack for a big move and just overall not really being in the right headspace to do YouTube videos because of our move. There's a backlog of movies that I have seen and need to review on the channel here. And I am currently broadcasting live from Riverbank, California at the Galaxy Luxury Plus Theaters parking lot where I'm going to catch an 11 a.m. showing of a horror film that looked very interesting that was supposed to come out last year in 2021. It's called The Black Phone, directed by Scott Derrickson and starring Ethan Hawke. Interestingly enough, my next review will be on another Ethan Hawke movie called Reality Bites. That's another story for another time. Save it for that review. Incentive to come back and watch. Anyway, this movie, some horror movies are interesting to me, and then the other movies, like, I try to get into and I just can't because they just disturb me. Like, for example, I never saw Midsummer or that other movie that he directed. I think it was called The Witch. But this movie looks really interesting. This director, Scott Derrickson, has directed a bunch of other horror movies, none of which I have seen, I might add. And he directed I think he directed Doctor Strange. Anyway, looks really good. We're going to review it on the 1 to 5 scale and talk about it and see if it's worthwhile for you guys. As soon as we get back from our showing, it's about 10:38 now, so I have yet to go in and see it. It's got a Google user review of 92% and a Rotten Tomatoes review of 84%. And my good buddy Jose, who you've seen on some of my previous review videos, he saw it over the weekend. He highly recommended it. And that's it for now. Next scene you see, we will have seen the movie and we'll be giving our thoughts. And I apologize. I know my wife is a good eye candy on camera. She is not with me for this movie. Didn't really appeal to her. So it's just me today, folks. But she will be in my upcoming video review of Reality Bites, also starring Ethan Hawke. So until then, bear with me. That movie, I hate screaming out in the theater because of its embarrassing, but that movie had some pop out things where I was very shocked and it scared me and I screamed out within the movie theater. I apologize to everybody that was in that 11 a.m. showing with me. Didn't mean to disrupt the vibes of the movie. So the main kid in the movie, the character, it's the brother. His name is Finney and he's played by a child actor named Mason Thames. He is 14 years old. Excellent performance. Thought it was really great. The movie takes place in Denver in 1978. And I love period movies. It was pretty well done. All the cars, everything. I thought it was very fitting for the late 70s. Including the pull tab soda and beer cans. That is a minor detail that I noticed and I really enjoyed. So, is there spoilers? I don't want to say that there's going to be spoilers, but this kid, Finney, which is evident if you've seen the commercials, he gets kidnapped by this Ethan Hawke child kidnapper character who locally they refer to this child kidnapper. All these kids are getting snatched off the street and they're referring to the person who's doing it as the grabber. Not to be confused with like one of those things that's the long pole and you squeeze it and then it grabs things off a high shelf. That's different. So anyway, this kid, his sister, who's played by a child actor who's 13, very good. Madeline McGraw is the real life person's name, and I don't remember the sister's name, and I'm too lazy to look it up. So anyway, it is what it is. She's like a clairvoyant, and this movie's kind of got supernatural vibes. The phone is disconnected, which you see in the trailers, but it rings, and other kids that had been killed by this guy are calling this kid after he's held prisoner and telling him what to do to try and escape. So that's kind of cool. Mystical. And the sister has these dreams. They give her like visions, and there's a little bit of Christianity, and it's implying that her power might come from the Lord on high because she cries out to Jesus to show her what's going on. So if you're a Christian, you might appreciate that. Or maybe not, because it was kind of in a blasphemous situation. Anyway, the movie, I want to say that just like my buddy Ryan says about the movie The Exorcism, That's not really a movie about terror and whatever. It's about a movie about a priest that abandons his elderly mother and he feels bad about it. This movie might be under the guise of how is this kid going to escape a child predator kidnapper? But if you look deeper, like I did, this movie is about if you're a kid or anybody who might be uncool, might be part of the losers club, to take a phrase from the book and movie It. This is about doing something great and doing something noble, and then people will notice you and you might get the cool girl in the end. So anyway, that was my impression. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be an idiot. I have no idea. I would say that the movie is borderline 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. I'm leaning closer to 4 out of 5. So let's just say 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Is it a movie that I will watch again? I don't know. I paid $11 to see a matinee movie. Let's talk about that for a minute. $11! I remember when the matinee was like $5. And I had a small popcorn and a small icy, and that was $17. So movie theaters are expensive nowadays. I don't know if they're reeling from the pandemic and they marked everything up because of inflation. Who knows? But go see The Black Phone. Comment down below if this is the worst movie review you ever seen, or if you see the true meaning of that movie like I did. Until next time, we will see you then.